Good afternoon, good evening, or good morning, wherever you come from. Welcome to the IS Wireless session at 5GTechritory. It's a great pleasure for me to be here today. My name is Artur Chmielewski, and I will present you the IS Wireless view on how the mobile world will be evolving and why do we need to look beyond the current technical concept. But before that, let me say a couple of words about IS Wireless. We are the software company operating on the market since 2006. Currently, we have more than 50 experts on board from different areas. We are based in Poland, near Warsaw, the capital. In 2018, we started development of our own 4G and 5G technology. And we reached the readiness of 4G in October 2020 and 5G in May 2021, just before the Barcelona event. We are part of different associations. By nature, we are part of ORAN, we are part of Telecom Infra project, and we are part of other industrial organizations. Now let's come to the topic. So we are in front of 5G era, and we are facing a lot of dilemmas, a lot of challenges. Let me mention just a few of them. First, the challenge of the mobile network operators. How to finance the next generation, how to finance the development of the networks. Because the traffic amount and the revenues are not in par. So there is a gap which is widening, and there is really no money to finance the next generation in the way we wanted to have it. Moreover, we have also completely new use cases on the market. We know coverage use case, we know capacity use case. This is well known from 2G, 3G, 4G networks. There are some few 4G local networks, but there are completely new things coming, like public safety, like autonomous vehicles, smart cities, Industry 4.0. And we need the solution which is able to handle all those use cases in an efficient way, that the business case is working. With the current solution, it doesn't look to be possible. And the market is also changing, the MNO market especially. So today, we still have in many countries well-known and established ecosystem. So we have a couple of MNOs, national MNOs. Sometimes we have companies like TowerCo, MVNOs, and that's it. But this is going to be different in the future. And we see that already now. So the MNOs are consolidating. So there will be less MNOs on the market, but there are new players coming. There will be campus players, campus operators. There will be neutral hosts operators, the new concept. There will be city MNOs handling smart cities, for example. There will be transport MNOs and many others. And the same question appears. Is the traditional solution ready to cope with all these new things which are in front of us? And we believe not. So what is the way forward? First, we have to open the ecosystem. And this is obviously what the Open RAN does. We know where we have to do it, because that happened already to many other industries. And we know how the open ecosystem has driven the development and innovations. If we did not do it, for example, for the car industry, today, most likely, we would be driving cars maybe a little bit more modern than this one on the left-hand side, but definitely not that performant and not that cheap or cost efficient as we have it today. So we speak about open ecosystem. Open ecosystem is a self-driving mechanism behind all these rectangulars, you can find a lot of logos, a lot of companies specializing in this particular areas. Some of them are covering more than one rectangular here on the slide. So that means that you can mix and match and compose your solution from many available parts today. So this variety is enormous, actually, and the possibility also. So that means that you can really tailor your solution into the needs. This exactly what brings the open ecosystem. But in order to fully utilize the potential of the open ecosystem and all these varieties, you have to think about future-proof run software. So at IS Wireless, we see two waves. So the first wave with the Open RAN pioneers, you know them, they are on the market today. The focus of the first wave was really on hardware and software disaggregation and eventually make it cloud ready. This was the starting point for us when we started the software development and the software architecturing in 2018. But we looked further down the road. What's going to happen in the future? And we said, in order to utilize all this potential, which is provided by open ecosystem, you have to have flexible software. The flexible software is realized in our case by highly granularized run software. But you also have to take care of cybersecurity because you are putting the solution from different elements. And you have to be ready to cope with ultra-dense networks in the future. And this is what is the second wave of Open RAN. This is where we find our place, IS Wireless. What means flexibility? So our software is architectured in the way that you can actually reach any split you want. So you can chop the software stack in any combination, which is required in order to fulfill the capacity requirements or available computing power, available transmission, because we believe that the future networks will be built upon utilizing as much as possible existing infrastructure. So let's take, for example, the neutral host concept, where you will run your software on the computing resources available simply from third parties. And you have to be ready to accommodate this existing computing power and the existing transmission, and to manipulate with your software in order to fit into that requirement. And this is what we do. Having that flexible software, you can go for any configuration. I'm just putting here 3 of them, the most popular. So you can start to put everything into one place, and then you call it network in the box. But you can easily do the typical MNO scenarios. 3 sectors, 3 ORUs, 1 ODU on the side, then the OCU, RIC in the cloud, and the rest also in the cloud. But you can also do it differently. So you can just have 1 light ORU on site and put everything else into the cloud. You are very flexible. And you can do everything in between also. Moreover, our software is prepared in such a way that you can do it on the fly. So it could run in different constellation during the day where you have a lot of traffic, and differently in the night where you have less traffic. So it's very flexible and adaptable to the current situation. Now the security. I like security very much because I'm very often asked by the skeptics, how about security? So the Open RAN provides much more security than the current traditional solution. Because our solution has to follow 3GPP security standards, but on top of that, we have to follow Open RAN, ORAN security standards, and ETSI security standards. But we realized that even this is not enough. Once the solution is composed from different pieces, you have to also analyze the so-called vertical security. And in order to do that, we have launched the program together with the Warsaw Technical University and the Polish National Institute of Telecommunications to set up the rules and the measures to analyze the vertical security, meaning the security between different elements, between the hardware elements from one provider, between the virtualization or middleware software from the other vendor, and between the run software from third party. And all of these will be standardized, will be set up, and we will have our own certification program. And we know already that this is very unique program in the EU. And the last one, the capacity demand. This is going to be a challenge for the future, because according to the traffic predictions, until 2030, to build the network capable of handling this traffic amount, you have to double the amount of sites. If you do it the traditional way, of course. This is simply impossible, and this is going to be very costly. You remember still the dilemma of the operator. There is no money to invest into the next generation networks. So we have to use, again, as much as possible, the existing infrastructure. That's why we go for RIG. RIG is something, I'm sure you know that. RIG is an element which was not standardized by 3GPP, which was introduced exactly by ORAN. It's a very useful piece of the network, because by that you can modify the behavior of the network. And we are specializing ourselves on radio resource management RIG algorithm. With those algorithms, we did our simulations. You can reach additional capacity from the existing hardware. So you don't have to really invest additional money. You just need to do it smartly. So this provides you extra capacity per square kilometer. Summarizing, we are anticipating the future. That was at the very beginning where we started development and architecturing of our solution. Today, Rakuten claims that with the Open RAN, which is obviously Open RAN Wave 1, they gained 30% savings in CapEx and 14 OpEx versus the traditional approach. We believe that Wave 2 is gonna bring additional 20 or 30% on CapEx and OpEx on top of that. By saying that, I would like to conclude with the famous statement from one of the great hockey players. So we should not go into the direction where the puck is at this moment. We should rather anticipate where the puck is going to be with the next seconds and go there. And this is our motto. Thank you very much. Thank you for listening. If this was interesting, and I believe so, please get in contact with us. Please look into our webpage. Thank you very much.